Hello, everybody. This is Dave Wallace coming to you from my home here in Waihawa, Hawaii. And let me bring this down a little bit. And it's Monday, so it's Talk Story time. Before we get into Talk Story, there's a couple of announcements I want to make. The first has to do with our Annablaze series. Annablaze number 9 should be coming out by the end of this month. And we're working on that. And Elle's other book that she's going to start, we're not going to release that probably until June. And it's a paranormal romance book. Okay, so those are things that we're working on. Another thing that I'm excited to develop is the Hawaiian Shapeshifter series that I'm working on right now. And I started the series last year where I talked about the puhi or the eel, the shape-shifting eel, and I stopped because I realized that there is a story that needed to be told before that, and it's about the shark, and that's where we start. That's where the series should have started. So I'm starting with the shark or the mano, and I have 5 different segments out there right now, and episodes that you can read. The first 3 are free. In fact, I'm going to go over the first 3 and expand a little bit more to give you more background on this story, who these people are, and give you more information, and that way hopefully the story is a little bit more interesting and it can have a bigger following. If you enjoy these series and you support Native Hawaiians who are trying to tell their story, please share it with other people, or your friends and family, and other Polynesians who may be interested in this, and kokua. All right. Now, tonight's story I wanted for Talk Story Time. I've been asked a lot of questions regarding my skills, because I've been posting a lot of examples of how I've been using my abilities and my abilities to do different things. And I know people are kind of like get kind of why they look at me kind of weird when they find out that I'm using my abilities to game. And the reason why I use gaming to exercise my abilities is there's gaming opportunities all over the place. Okay. And right now, when I look outside my door, there's not a long line of people waiting to get readings from me. There's not a long line of people waiting to get healings from me or taking my classes. So what am I going to do in the meantime? Well, in the meantime, I'm sharpening my tools. And the way I sharpen my tools is use whatever is available to me to exercise my abilities. So when the time comes that I need to use these abilities, I'm capable. Okay. And so I can react. Okay. And respond to the needs out there. So that's why I use gaming. If I want to make predictions, I can make predictions on any sporting events I want. Right now we have the NBA going on. March Madness is going to start in a couple weeks, where the NCAA basketball team is going to be playing each other for the national championship. And so we have a lot of sporting events that goes on every day. So I use these things to practice. Also making predictions on the Standard and Poor or stock. This is something that happens Monday through Friday, okay, unless there's a holiday. And so these are the things that these are the specific things out there that I can use my skills to develop. Now, rather than just going out and starting, from scratch, a lot of people ask me, Dave, what is the most important thing I do to prepare my mind to make predictions or to use my abilities? And the number one thing for me, and in fact, a lot of practitioners will probably agree that the most important skill that you can develop in the meantime, yeah, to call upon your skills is your ability to focus. Okay. And there's several exercises that I use to focus. In fact, when I first started working roulette, and my purpose of working the roulette is try to see if I can remote view and find and see if I can see the number that's going to appear, the winning number that's going to appear on the wheel. Now, how do I do that? Says, well, it depends where you focus your mind. If I focus my mind, with clarity, if I have clarity and relaxed and I'm able to focus on the future, one roll ahead into the future, that's all I want to see. And when my focus is sharp and crisp, the numbers just jump out. Okay. So how do I get my focus that way? Well, there's exercises you can do. Okay. The first exercise, and this is something that I learned from a group of people on the internet. I belong to a group, telekinesis, and where angels dare to thread. This is a telekinesis roulette, and where angels dare to thread. This is a group of practitioners who use their mind to see the numbers on the roulette, and they're very good. I mean, they're really, really sharp, and what they're able to do is on a roulette wheel and predicting the numbers coming out is really good. I'm approaching their status pretty soon, so I'm still learning, and it's taken me almost 2 years. So this is not a quick fix thing. This is something that you're gonna have to build up over time. And it's not something where, Dave, can you teach me? And you sit down with me for a half hour and you walk away as, now I can do this. No, it's not. You're delusional if you think that way. It requires constant practice and time so that your mind can make the neural connections and be able to focus. So the first thing I was taught is you need to learn how to focus. And there are 3 focusing exercises that we were shared, and it's contained in a story of the wonderful story of Henry Sugar. Okay, and look it up on the internet, and you can read it. There's 3 exercises that I'm going to be talking about. Okay, first exercise to help you with your focus is to focus on the face of a person that you love. Okay, so think about it, the person that you love the most. Okay, and for me, I have several people that I love, and it's my wife and my children. Okay, and my wife and my children, those are the faces. When I think about people that I love the most, those are the ones that come to my mind. Okay, so I have my wife, my son, my daughter. Okay, 3 of them. So I can choose whichever face I want to. And if I can hold their image in my mind for 3.5 minutes, then my degree of focus is where I want to. Right now, I'm at the point where I can focus on the face of one of my loved ones for just under 2 minutes, but I'm getting there. Okay, so and purpose of this is that if you can focus on someone that you love, and this is a person that you know their looks, they, you know, you love them, you appreciate them, and you know, their image should stand out to you really easy. So spend time, quiet time, and think of them, see them in front of you, and see if you can hold their image in your mind for 3.5 minutes. It's not as easy as you think. Okay. So again, this is something that you need to build up. Some of you can probably only hold the image for 10 seconds. That's fine. Okay. If 10 seconds is all, that's okay. Try again. 15 seconds. Great. 30 seconds. Great. If you can get to a minute, congratulations. Okay, so focus on the face of someone that you love. Okay, and for me, my wife, when we get together, a lot of times we're hugging each other and we do, they call it the baby elephant dance. We're swaying and smiling, and that's what I see her doing when I'm focusing on her. Okay. And there's certain pictures that I see of my children when they were little kids. Those images are burned in my mind, and those are some of the images that I use when I need to focus. Okay, so that's the first exercise. See if you can focus on the face of someone you love for about 3.5 minutes continuously without interruption. Okay. The second one is, as you notice, my candle is all burned down, but I have a bunch of candles, and basically the candles, when I when I light this candle, the candle is before me and right at eye level. Okay, right at eye level, so I'm looking at it at the flame, and there's a part of the flame where near the center of the flame where the flame is dark. That's where I'm focusing. And the idea is to focus on the flame and to have the candle about 18 inches away from you. So I have a stick right here with a mark. Okay, so I hold this on right here and make sure that 18 inches, the candle is 18 inches away from me, and I keep it in front of me and I stare at the candle. And the idea is to focus on this dark spot in the candle until the environment, everything else disappears. And this is really, really tunnel vision, focusing on the flame, pinpointing. So the first act was to kind of focus on a face, which is a big target, really. Okay. And then the second, by staring at the candle, now you're focusing on something small and very tunnel vision, and bringing in your vision and ignoring everything else in the environment that's maybe there. Okay. And just focus. When you are able to see just the flame and nothing else around, then you reach the point where you can blow the candle out and get to the next step. So this is the second way of developing your focus. Okay. The third thing that I do, and this is really helpful for me when I'm doing remote viewing and working the wheel, is that I use a card. This is a card deck, and while I'm doing this is that I'm just turning the card over, like this is a red ace. Okay, and I'm just going by the color, and this is red solinated. Okay, and if I want to say this is red, this is a red heart, I can. The more detail you start adding, the better. There are some cards that are even more, open, like, me and the blacks have a tendency to come up a lot. Yeah. So just blindly picking them up. Oh, here's the red. But anyway, so it's focusing on a top card, using a card and focusing on a top card and seeing what kind of information you can pick up from the card itself. To begin, if you're a beginner, just concern yourself with the colors, red or black. That's a 50-50 chance, okay? So eventually, as you get really good with red or black, you can start moving on to the shapes, the suits. So for me, there are sharp cards and smooth cards. The sharp cards, if it's a red sharp card, you're talking about a diamond because diamond tip. And if you're talking about the black sharp card, you're talking about the spade because the spade is pointed on the top. If I'm sensing a red smooth card, okay, I'm talking about a hearts because the hearts is nice and round. And if I sense a black and smooth card, it's the clubs, okay? So that comes later. And as a beginner, all you need to do is focus on the color, red or black. So these are things that you can do to build up your focus. How well can you focus? Okay, and focusing on your card, it's something right in front of you, and you get instant feedback when you flip the card over. Okay, and when you're doing this, don't get hung up on I got this wrong. Yeah, I got this right. Getting right or wrong right now in the early stages has nothing to do with it. It's exercising your mind. Okay, so don't worry if you got things all wrong, or don't get too excited if you got everything all right. You're just beginning, okay? And you're just beginning to use your mind in a specific way. Focus, intention, okay? Now, eventually, and I'm not going to say if you do this after a week, you should be able to guess everything right. No, that's not going to work that way. However, if you're gifted already and you're skilled already, this exercise will help you sharpen your focus, and you're going to notice an increase in your performance, how well you do. Since I've been doing this, my performance on the roulette wheel has just been amazing. A lot of times I get on the wheel, and right now I'm at 50%. I'm half of the times I get the correct number, half of the time I don't. And with a payoff of 35-1 for hitting the correct number, hey, 50-50 chance is great. Okay, all right, so the odds are working in my favor. So if you have any questions about this, or you want you need guidance and someone to practice with, let me know. Okay, and this is part of the training program that I do offer, and it's a mentorship program, and it's a 10-week mentorship program to help you develop your abilities, your psychic abilities, and improve on the skills that you already have. So anyway, I hope you folks learned something tonight, and until next week, good luck in all things you do, and aloha.